the case study. I'm trying to explain this in summary form. Actually, if you look at about the case study, the company name given here is the Quick Eat PLC. This particular organization was started by two brothers, Mark Ferrer and Stu Pereira. If you, if you look at about the two brothers, after their formal education, so they decided to start the business because the business was started based on their some bitter experience. Based on their some bitter experience, they had when they tried to order foods actually, foods from different hotels, and so whenever they need to buy from a different restaurants, again they have to find out the number and they have to call it. But there was no tracking system like that also. So based on that, their experience, they thought to introduce this quick eat company where this food will be delivered by riders to the customer locations, and so customers can order the foods based on a app, and they can track the progress of the delivery also. So cases right mainly focus on that, right. If you look at about these two people, actually Stu Perra is someone who has involved in many sports, and right, he was a fun guy, but compare with him, Mark Ferra is more academic persons, right. And so Mark Ferra right got the degree from IT, and still get a degree from business management in the UK. Actually, in 2012, they commenced the business. So it was the Steve idea to commence the business. Right. At that time, this was a first move to the industry. There were no other similar play. This is similar to Uber Eats company, no? Yes, this is similar to Uber Eats company. So they were the first mover into the industry. So now when you look at about their leadership strategy, actually, so we can say they are more transformational vision leaders. Uh, why we can call it like that? They identify the opportunity available in the marketplace, no, in the future. To capitalize that particular opportunity, they commence the business now, right? So actually, they are that two different expertise work very well, because if you look at about these two brothers, one is expert in IT, that Mark. Uh, then other person still is expert in business management, that work together actually. So that helped them to start the first food delivery platform in Sri Lanka in 2012, no? Right? So when you look at about the current situation, they're the largest food delivery platform, no? And they have more than 300 plus restaurants in the Colombo district. So anyway, if you look at about their operations, their operation are more confined to Colombo districts. They are not operating outside the Colombo district. So we can say it's a weakness from their end. So initially it was a small organization. There were only 5 administrative officers, right? But now the situation has completely different. So it's a very large organization, and there are 88 full-time employees working for the company, right? Actually, one of their friends doing the business, that is Varuna Karivasam, he's working as the operation manager, and he's having a bachelor's degree in operation management. So that he also was one of the main contributor to the current status of the company. And so this was started in 2012. After 8 years of their establishment, they converted company into a PLC company. So they registered the company in 2020 as a public limited public company. So uh, so when you look at about their leadership style, actually they believe so they should involve in all the business decisions to retain the control of the operations, right? So their belief is it's owner's responsibility to get involved in all the decisions so that it will be helpful for the subordinates. So I personally feel this is a weakness. Why I'm saying like that? At the initial stage, normally you can right involve in all the activities in a business, but the business is expanding, so you can't do that one actually. You have decentralized model should be applied. Now this now there are 88 employees attached with the company. Therefore, so this can be identified as a weakness from the company point of view. So they have a vision, missions, and values. So one of the exercise you can do is you can evaluate this vision, missions, and the values, and even if you feel some improvement should be done on this, you can suggest that. Right? But personally, I feel these two vision, missions, values are okay, right? So vision is very broad visions. Bring taste to wherever you are. So that indicate that we want to expand the business in the country, right? When you look at about the missions, it say enable customers to have the best fast food without leaving their homes or workplaces. So so enable customers to have the best fast food without leaving their homes or workplaces. So the main objective actually communicated in the mission statement is to provide the required convenience to the customers. No? So then they can easily get the required foods. No? Right? So they don't want to come out from their home. They can stay at their homes and the delivery will be done to their homes. No? So mission is also a strong one. So I can't see much issues related with the mission statement also. Then values, they have identified four simple values related with this particular organization. So the first value is we make life simple. Then next one is we take care of our employees. Then customers come first. We create opportunity. Now, so when you look at the values, so they try to cover the main stakeholders like employees and customers, and they try to communicate what they are trying to do for each party, right? So values are also okay. If you want, you can introduce some more values like say provide excellent service, teamwork, integrity. So whatever we do, so you can introduce some more values if you want, right? So when you look at about the leaderships, actually their father was acted as the chairman of the company, right? Uh, so then later they recruited a marketing director and a finance director as executive uh, uh, directors, right? Right. Then now this they have given some information about the board composition also. As per the information given, they have four non-executive directors, no, appointed by the QEP. So the profile of each one has been given in the annexure one. Annexure one. If we go to the annexure one, now here you can see the profile of the each director, right? Each director. Uh, so now the Patrick Ferra is an non-executive chairman. He's not involved in the business. He's the father of the two brothers. So one of the point mentioned is a person is now 69 years old and will turn 17 2024. No? So this is So this should be considered, no? So succession, who is the next successor should be decided, no? After the 70 years, you can't hold the directorship, no? According to Sri Lankan law. So Mark Ferra is the managing director. Steve Ferra is the operation director, right? So he's a workaholic guy. So he want to motivate the teams, right? Then, so Vijay Gunawardhan is a marketing director. Right? Ashok Vidyapadam is a finance director. He's a fellow member of CA Sri Lanka. So if there is audit committee, definitely, right, Ashok Vidyapadam will be the chairman of the audit committee. Then Sadun Hewawasam, he is an independent non-executive director. So then Peter Olabodua, another independent non-executive director, is a fellow member of CA Sri Lanka. No? Sorry, this finance director, since he's executive director. So if there's audit committee, I think Peter Olabodua should be the chairman. Right? Then Kalum Panandu is an independent non-executive director. Vindhya Sirivardhan is independent non-executive director. This board composition is more important for the audit team subject, not for our subject. I just went through since it is given, right? And they have given some information regarding the strategic thinking also. So it has mentioned that IS2 is the main driver behind the strategic thinking. So Mark focus a lot on the IT operations, no? So Steve's main intention is to maximize shareholder wealth, no? So in any private company, so that the main the goals, no, they want to have, make happy the shareholders, no, right? So uh, and at the moment, according to their judgment, their business is running at the optimum capacity, right? Uh, and they think that in order to expand their business activities, they want to go beyond this current business. No? They feel that one of the strategy they can apply here is to acquire some existing business. So that's the strategy they believe. Now here actually they talk about the corporate level strategy. No? So at the corporate level strategy, what type of options available for them? No? So at the corporate level, we think about the overall business growth. So acquisitions, joint ventures, new investment, merger. Those are the possible options we normally look at the corporate level. No, even international strategy, right? Enter into the international market. That's also another strategy we can look at the corporate level. So at this level, actually, they are looking about the corporate level strategy, and they think that so they are operating at the optimal capacity in the existing business. Therefore, they are thinking about some of the option to expand their business activities. Option they believe is right at the present actually acquisitions of some other business, right? So it's a corporate level strategy, right? Uh, even uh, in the ANSOP, actually, you can consider about this diversification under here. ANSOP 1 diversifications, we know that under the diversification, there are two options. What are the two options? One is related diversifications, other one is unrelated diversification. No? Here, when they are trying to acquire the business, they can think about related diversification or unrelated diversifications options. So when you talk about the related diversifications, actually two options. One is vertical expansion, other one is horizontal expansion. Vertical expansion also two options, that is backward integration and the forward integration. So then horizontal expansion, they can think about compared to complementary business. No? Then unrelated diversification, you can think about any options beyond the existing industry. No? So answer can also be connect here. So, right. So since they believe that their business is matured in the product life cycle, probably they are in the maturity stage. The BCG metric, probably they are in the cash cow status, no, right? Uh, So unrelated diversification completely go out from the existing industry. So this is a right here, for example, here they are in the fast food industry, no, right? If they go to completely different industry, you see, for example, they are going to introduce a finance company, right? Finance company. See, that's an example for unrelated diversifications, right? Then they have given some information about the corporate governance and the risk management also. This is more related with the auditing subject, no? Like they are talking about the board balance. So they tell about the board balance. So board consists of 8 directors, excluding the chairman. Out of them, 4 are executive directors and 4 are non-executive directors, right? Uh, so, 9 members are there. I mean, majority are non-executive directors, no? Mark and Steve own 65% of the share capital of QEP, and the balance 35 is owned by the public. So we can assume the both brothers own shares in equal manner. If so, Mark is owning 32.5, Steve is owning 32.5%, no? Right? Uh, so at present, actually, now this, right, if I want to explain this answer, I think it's a different story, I think, right? So I think I have limited time, right? So give me 1 second. It's theory, no, guys. You should have studied that one, no, right? Now, today is Thursday, no, exam is on, right? Exam is on Sunday, no. So you should have studied this, right? So here, diversifications. I'm talking about the. Uh, I'm talking about the diversification strategy introduced by ANSOP, not the lunch metrics, optional metrics. Lunch optional metric also been discussed in your study packs, right? Right. So if you correctly study, then you may have found that, right? The lunch alternative metrics, optional metrics. දකින්න නැති නේද lunch එහෙම. Study pack එක බලන්න නැතිනේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ. So you should have studied the study packs, no? I will try to quickly explain this, right? So yesterday also I explained this one. I think related diversifications. Then the next one is right. Related diversifications, 2 options. So this is in your study text, guys. So I'm lecturing this for the last 18 years. Strategic management subject. I'm lecturing for the last 18 years. So this was there in the study packs for the last 18 years, right? Right. Here this related mean you expand within the broad limit of the existing industry. So this is within the broad limit of the existing industry. You are not going out of the existing industry. Broad limit of the existing industry. Right? But unrelated mean is a different story. Under the unrelated, what happened is you go to completely new, right, new industry. This is a new industry. Go beyond existing industry, right? The vertical expansion mean actually vertical expansion mean you become either uh, supplier or distributor. Either supplier or distributor, right? Then horizontal expansion mean you do a competitive business. Study pack හරියට කියලා තියෙනවා. Competitive or complementary business. Complementary business, right? So backward integration mean you try to become the, you started to do the work of the supplier. Forward integration mean you started to do the work of the distributor. So you can do this one in two ways. One is so go for a new investment. For example, if you want to become a supplier, what you do is you started to have a restaurants, and in this case, and deliver good from there also. Or acquire existing one, acquire existing supply. Both can be done. So this is similar to backward integration, and also this is similar to the forward integration also. Distributor one also, for example, you can go for a new investment. You can buy some lorries or vans and start delivering goods. In this case, they are delivering goods through this their own riders. No? Oh, we can assume that here the riders are not owned by us. No? So what we can do is we can buy our own motorbike, and we can recruit our own staff, and through them we can sell the products, goods. That's a forward integrations. Distribution work is also done by our staffs by using our own bicycle. Or if there is an existing distribution company similar to us, then we can acquire them, no? Right? So this is similar. This horizontal expansion, for example, if we are the Uber Eats, what we can do is we can acquire existing player like uh, pick me, no? Pick me foods. That's a horizontal expansion, right? Uh, right. So it's, previous sessions recording upload, I think it's out of my scope. I think CA person, responsible person is there. I think he will address that. I think, right? Aruna, I think you can comment on that if you are there. As for my understanding, I think there is a technical difficulty in uploading that one. I think that's why I think they have asked me to have a similar sessions again here also in a very brief manner, I think, right? Uh, so that's what I have heard. So don't worry about that. And now you have only few days now, guys. So this is sufficient. So I'm here again, brush up the things, right? I think mock paper, I'm not sure on that, but mock paper, actually, I didn't involve in that mock paper in CA Sri Lanka. So I think it's up to CA Sri Lanka to address that. So as a help, what I can do is I can give a mock paper and the answer for you if you want. but it's not CA1, right? It's a complete diploma. I don't know anything about this mock paper process since I have not involved at all on that. I think if Arun is there, I think he may be the best person to answer that, right? Right. Uh, right. So give me 1 second, I will share. So it's our duty to help you. So this is my mock one, right? So this is not related to CA, so I can give it to you. Give me 1 second, guys. I can find it that. Yes, I can find it. And some of the material I believe that may be helpful for you. I have shared with you. Right. I hope you got it right. So some of the key materials that may be important for you. Right. Have you received that material? Oh, I can send to Aruna, then he will share it with you. Not share. Give me 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. I hope now you receive all these stuffs. Right. Okay. Right. Right. So now I think it's clear to you about this one. So we have very limited time, guys. I have to complete this session within 1 hour. That's the time given by CH Lanka for me. Right. So we come back to the pre-screen analysis. So they have given about some more information regarding the committees available. According to the information given, they have three committees: audit committee, remunerations committee, and the nomination committee. No? Audit committee, remuneration committee, and the nomination committee. Uh, so, so they can have some additional committees like risk committee, IT strategy committee, related party committee, and the sustainability committee. No? And those are some of the options they can have, right? Uh, yes, audit committee series. Peter Olabodua is the chairman. No, he's a fellow member. Then they have given about one of the strength they have. QEP maintain a sound control environment and place great importance on the good governance. That should be a strength of the company, no? Right? So at the same time, they talk about they are control system, internal control system they are having. So according to them, actually they have a very sound internal control system. No? At the same time, this internal audit functions is outsourced to a reputed audit firm, right? That means internal audit function is also carried out. So most of the organization apply that similar strategy now, right? So audit is independent. This is more related with the auditing paper. They have a good enterprise risk management system, right? So the board of directors and also audit committee play a vital role in managing risks in the organizations, and they have a very strong ERP system also. They implemented this ERP system 5 years ago. The objective was to ensure multiple functions are integrated. You know the role of a ERP. You know, so ERP is having different modules, and through that, all the functions in the organization, main function in the organization, can be integrated together. No, right? So, but there's a weakness they have given. So some of the work is manually done. No? Now it was mentioned here that how it was recently noted that uh, there have been overstated claim by the maintenance department. Once the maintenance engineer signed the claim, then there is no way to verify the material and quantity. Therefore, the finance department has to process the payment. That is something wrong with their this, internal controls, no? Weakness in the internal controls, no? So that can be identified as a weakness actually, right? Then now when you look at about the key risks and the controls, so one of the risks they have given here is so we are depending on few restaurant partners, no? So dependence on the brand reputation of the restaurant partners. So that can be identified as a weakness here. More information is given, and they have a hot backup site. If there is a system failure, then that we can use this backup site we are having. And also example for the risk mitigations strategy, no? Right. Then they have given some information about the industry overview also. So what is expected is the growing industry. So especially this now customers are very busy and they prefer to right not to cook and get the fruits from right restaurants, and they prefer to get it from a rider, right? Even this some of the technological advancement has drive this, right? Uh, so then there's a high competition actually. So the competition has been increased in the recent past. So that's a threat now. When there's a high competition, it's a threat for our industry. In industry trends, now people are more prefer on healthier food options, right? So that's an opportunity. No, we can operate in that particular selected segment, right? Then they have given some information about their supply chain also, right? So, probably, for example, when we look at about the supply chain area, right? Uh, right. Okay, don't worry. Give me 1 second. Right. So then they have talked about their operation also a little bit here. So actually, they are mainly a food delivery service, but it should be mainly IT use company also. This IT is a part of that, right? Because this app is playing an important role now, right? So they have a highly integrated IT system, right? That's a strength for them actually, right? And they have explained how this the business is happening. If you have some experience with Uber Eats, I think, then I think you may right have experience similar to this, right? Then they talk about this IT system also, right? So they have a very highly integrated IT system. That's a strength for them. Then so here actually this managing the order capacity is very important, right? So normally within a short time period, you have to deliver the good to the customer, no? Customer's location. Therefore, you have to manage these riders, the restaurants, and you have to manage the time duration also, uh, right? Very carefully. Then managing operations. Then the big data may be an important aspect here actually, because we have a lot of customer data. So through that one, actually, we can do some analysis. Therefore, you can keep an eye on this big data area also. So examiner can test the question from that, right? So look at that area carefully, because if you look at the weightage in the syllabus, actually technology is having 10% weightage. Your internationalization topic is having a 10% weightage. So in that scenario, examiner must test a question from that two areas. But the smallest two areas, since we have 15 chapters, no. So if you well done this that last two topics, then you can easily get 20 marks. So go and look at about that aspects also, right? Normally, this app is running based on the algorithm, right? So that try to optimize the time and distance. Uh, then drivers, we have two type of drivers, permanent drivers and independent contractors. The independent contractors actually, so right, so on for them actually what we can do is we can recruit our own drivers. So that's an example for this forward integrations. If you try to replace them from permanent drivers, uh, uh, it's an example for forward integrations, right? So then actually recently what happened was actually we experienced some cyber attacks, no? So that show that there are some IT weaknesses with us, more risk in IT, right? So that's an issue actually, right? So even this normally hot backup mean actually within short period time you should be able to start your operations from that backup site. But here what has happened is it took some time for them to activate the hot backup site. That clearly indicates something wrong here. I mean, you see this one. Our backup site is not trustworthy. Should be a weakness. Even it is called hot one, right? So it should be some weaknesses we are having, right? Then so there was a pro docker. So again, that show that something wrong with the internal control system. So that's a weakness, no? Right? Uh, so what was happened is the fraud was done by these independent contractors, no? They have done the frauds. So what has happened is at the busy time they pick up order up, and then so they deliver the good to the customer. Then the driver cancel the order, and they get the money from the customer. So that has not been reconciled, no? So because this particular delivery restaurants should have identified as a sales and receivable, no? Then on the other hand, from this the company side, you have to reconcile, no? So payable to that restaurants, and so if you have not received the money from the rider, that means something wrong, no? So there may not be have a proper reconciliation system actually. So that is also visible in this scenario, right? So see here, it has clearly mentioned that uh, so there was no tracking of number of journeys against the orders, right? So that's a weakness within their system. So when you look at about the company, actually they have two companies. Quickit PLC is having two companies. One is Quickit IT Private Limited. Other one is Quickit Traders Private Limited. No, right. So IT, I told you earlier also, IT is a very important part here. No, right. Then actually what they have done is they have put information regarding two companies. One is Colombo Plaza Restaurant City Hotels. No, in relation to that also you can conduct a SWOT analysis. Colombo Plaza Restaurants and City Hotels. I'm sure that we have done this one. So now it's long time ago. No, I think I even myself I have done this session. I think long time ago. I think almost 1 month. I think right when this is issue. I think in few days I did that did the session. So you have familiar with this scenario also. Palau Plaza restaurants and city hotels. Right, that's interesting story, no? Right. So they are offering very high quality foods, no? Right, and there are very luxury city hotels in Colombo. So they have a 100-room capacity, uh, and normally tourists prefer to spend 2 to 3 nights in the hotel, no, when they travel around Colombo, no, right? Uh, so CPRH has three main restaurants: a fine dining buffet, a Thai restaurant, Indian restaurants, no. So so they have a high demand, no. Guests need to make a reservation 5 to 6 hours prior to the meal, no. That indicate that so there's a high demand for them, right? Then uh, due to a few well executed strategic initiatives, the fast food franchise business also experienced substantial growth over the past 2 years, right? Uh, so I would say that especially in weekend and holidays, there was a high demand, no? So that means they are operating at a higher capacity level. And so what they have heard is the main shareholder who own 70% of the CPRH want to sell his stake in the company, no? Right? The other shareholder want to keep the shareholding that is 30%, no? 30%. Then they have given information about the Palace of Seafood also. Related to that one also, you can conduct a SWOT analysis. Palace of Seafood is a chain of fine dining restaurants in Sri Lanka, India, and Malaysia. The restaurants was established in Sri Lanka in 1995 as a special seafood restaurants and grew rapidly. No, and this is not restricted to their operation in Sri Lanka. They operate in some other countries also. No, right? This restaurant was established in 1995, and it was grew rapidly in recent past, and they are now operating in India and Malaysia also, no. So they cater into the high end market. So possibly they apply focus differentiation strategy, right? The fruit is of extremely high quality, and it is expensive too, right? So that indicate that they are applying this for focus differentiation strategy in Micah's photos generic strategies. Then if you look at about the Bowman also the same, right? Focus differentiation strategy is applied by them. So here also owner is not well, and he is planning to sell 50% of the stakes now. So that's an opportunity for them to acquire them also, right? Then I think financial information is out of our scope. Right. So I summarize the case within short period of time. So it's now your time to raise questions, guys. So Handy's one, I think I have done the analysis. We'll see Handy's one, Handy specifications. Give me 1 second. I think it should be a task culture if I'm not mistaken. No, mainly actually characteristics of the role culture with element of the task culture and the power culture. You can write in that way, right? So I told about CPRH and post strategy. No, both actually apply differentiation strategy. So post probably applying the focus differentiations. Acquiring CPR it can first, so it can be more with what not unrelated. Can you guess? Two restaurants, so it should be backward integrations. No? It's more related diversifications. Two are related diversifications. Now, 10 marks actually examiner doesn't expected to have a lengthy answer. No? So normally what I do is you have to read the action verb given according to identify the requirement and then write it. No? So describe is different from explain. No? Right? Outline is different from others. Outline mean you have to only include the summary point. No? So it depends on the action verb used by the examiner. Based on that, actually, right? So you can do the analysis. Uh, how can we explain the diamond model, guys? It will take a lot of times. You can watch that CA webinar series conducted by myself, and within that, actually, diamond model is there. All these theories they are in that CA webinar series. It is in your LMS, I think, right? All these theory actually balance scorecard. All these you can watch to the CA webinar series. Through that, you can watch it actually. No, it depends actually. If you right, if you are not familiar with the theory and if you talk about something else, then you will get a little mark. No, no required to use the same definition given the study text. You have to give the write the only the idea. No, here the forward work is done by ourselves. No, right. So we are the company in the middle. So hotel should not be forward integration. I think it should be backward integration. I think the CSF, KPI, all this should have been addressed in my freeze analysis that is shared by the CA Sri Lanka to you. Right? KPI, CSF should be there. Yeah, here see this one critical success factors. Here see here the critical success factors. So everything is in my freeze analysis. I have shared this one with the CA Sri Lanka. No need to mention the model. The person who introduced, you have to just write the model, but better if you can write it if you remember. As for my understanding, I think freezing will be given by the CSC Lakano in the exam hall. Now, first part, I think so. So I have done this target one. You can just go through that also. I will share that one. But better to be familiar with all the main tools. Yes, I will share with CSC Lanka. Visionary leadership, don't worry. Visionary leadership is similar to transformational. Visionary leaders normally foresee the future and then take action to right prepare for that one by introducing change. So don't worry. Vision leadership is not in the study text. Don't worry. That is similar to the transformation leaderships. Now you just explain the concept. No need to write the technical concept as it is. There is no such requirement. But write the meaning of the theory. It's advisable to look at about all the main tools given in the study text before going for the exam. A free scene will be given in the exam hall, as per my understanding. If Aruna is there, I think Aruna can clarify on that.
Yes, sir. We will attach the present with the exam paper. No need to bring that.
Yeah,
Present will be attaching the exam paper. No need to bring.
yeah. So that the CA's question on that. Yeah, yeah. So normally in the exam, what they can ask is, for example, unseen, there may be some more information he was given, and he may ask, explain the culture according to handy classifications, exit before the selling of the company, after selling of the company. So if you go through the past papers, you may have found similar questions. Answer structure actually is you can just check this action verb. Based on that, you have develop the answer actually. So you just go through few past paper questions and just check the action verb and then see how examiner has developed the answer. Then you can identify how to develop the answer. Now, first, I think this answer one I have explained. You just go through this answer one, then you can get more idea. Right, answer one. Any more questions, guys? I'm not sure about this. The foreign students who are writing the questions, question paper. I think Aruna, can they have a printout since they are you will not be given online students?
Oh, that will be shared online, sir. That will be shared online in the paper. Yeah.
Online this present will be shared, no? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Then you can't have a printout. Huh? No, so maybe if they you have missed out few things, I think that you may not get some marks, no. Online students doesn't want to have a copy, no, Aruna. So you'll provide it as per CH in Lanka.
Give me some time. I will ask it now. I will ask and confirm.
Okay. Better to write a conclusions, no? Then answer is more beautiful, no? Mm, yes, I think this online exam, I think this CA will clarify on that one. So the execution of strategy of first, give me 1 second to check this. I don't think this they will talk about the execution strategy of this first. No, is a small company. No? Section 2, equally important, 50% mark. So familiar with the free scene given, then go through this free scene analysis I have shared. And through that, I think you can get familiarized with the model based on the information given. No, right. I prefer to write according to normal order given by the CHC. First answer the first part, then you go to the unseen space part.
Yes, sir. I asked about that precise matter for online students. They also can keep the printout.
Fantastic. So
Those
they
who are
have
in abroad who does the online exam can keep a printout of the present.
fantastic. Then they can write it also, no?
Yes, yes, yes,
They have some advantage then, Arun.
yes. They have chance.
Others may
We'll
not be
see.
happy. So the CA can't monitor you, no, guys, right? You are out of their scope, no. Therefore, I think you can get a printout and then you can keep it, no problem. Palace of Seafood, so one can argue it is horizontal litigation because of the nature of the business. So another one can argue backward integrations, both is correct, right? It depends on how the exam is going to look at. Even one can argue that this is more horizontal diversification also. Online paper for only the online students. The examiner normal write a detailed answer, no guys. Therefore, right, if you look at the past papers, he has given a detailed answer. You don't have to worry on that. So you can develop at least, we'll say 50 to 60% match answer, then you can get the full mark, I suppose. Hmm. Not I should it should not be unrelated diversification. They should be related diversifications. Why I'm saying like that? Because they are, when you look at the broader limit of the industry, within that broad limit, no. Therefore, it's not a right unrelated diversifications. Should be related diversifications. Right. Then hope I think my time is over. Right. I hope I think this session was useful for you, and I will share the material with Aruna. So we are eager to help students. That's our duty for the last almost 20 years for lecturing the CA students. So I will share it, right? Right. Then all the best for all of you. And thank you very much for participation and good night.